So first off, I'm going to always advise you guys to seek out professional help first before you go and self-diagnose yourself. I've been there before too. Okay, Google has been a doctor to me, and I will go look at something up and I think I got it, and now I think I'm about to die tomorrow. What's going on, family? It's your girl Tatiana Moss, and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, I talk about sexual wellness, fashion, lifestyle, career, and entrepreneurship advice. So if any of those things are of interest to you, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so you can become a part of the family too. And for my returning viewers, hey family, what's going on? Thank you so much for coming back and clicking on another video from your girl. So welcome back, y'all, to the new and improved social work series. It's been a hot minute since I've done this on my channel, but I did want to bring it back to you guys because I feel like it was essential. And if you guys don't know what the social work series is, it is a collection of videos where I talk about all things related to things in social work, topics that can help everyday people such as you and myself with navigating and getting through life, such as time management, setting boundaries with people, saying no to people, all of those different things, and also talking about mental health because that is something that I'm very, very passionate about. So today's topic is near and dear to my heart because it's something I have personal experience with as well, and we are going to be talking about what is anxiety, how can we manage it, and also how can we manage some of the symptoms that come along with it, such as panic attacks. So if you guys are interested in hearing my thoughts on this, then stay tuned. Alright guys, before we get started, I did want to just go ahead and throw a disclaimer out there. I am a supervisor in social work practicing in Virginia, so I am licensed to talk about certain things and to discuss things and whatnot, but I did want to also just inform you guys that since I am not you all's personal therapist, social worker, right, that to always seek out professional advice from someone else first, and to always do your own research. Take everything I say as face value. Not saying what I'm saying is facts, but I always just want to encourage people to seek out research on their own and to always ensure that they're following up with their own medical and professional providers in their life to give them the best insights to fit them best. Because one thing does not fit for all people. I'm just here to share my experience, my knowledge, and the things that I've learned along the way, and just give it back to somebody else that can be useful for it. So I just wanted to go ahead and put that out there so, you know, if anything ever transpires, that you guys did get a little bit of that disclaimer from your girl. So we're gonna go ahead and dive right into what is anxiety exactly, right? So according to the DSM, it is anything of excessive apprehension that we are feeling for more days and an occurrence of over 6 months that results in us lacking performance in school or daily activities because of constant worry or anxiousness, right? There are so many different anxiety disorders in the DSM. You have generalized anxiety disorder, which is what I just talked about. You have social anxiety. You have substance medication induced anxiety disorder. We have panic disorder, which we'll get into that in a little bit. So we have all different forms of anxiety. We're going to be talking about the main one, which, like I said, is generalized anxiety disorder. So some of the symptoms of anxiety disorder that you may experience is as follows: irritability, anxiousness, constant worry, being easily fatigued, muscle tension in the body, feeling restless, keyed up or on the edge, also having sleep disturbances, which means like you have trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, things of that sort. So all of those criteria fall under some of the symptoms that you might experience when you are having anxiety, as well as panic attacks, which again we'll get into that in a little bit. So you might be asking yourself, do I have anxiety? After hearing about some of these things that I just read about. But first off, I'm going to always advise you guys to seek out professional help first before you go and self-diagnose yourself. I've been there before too. Okay, Google has been a doctor to me, and I will go look at something up and I think I got it, and now I think I'm about to die tomorrow. So please, before you go and you look at stuff up, go and seek professional help first to get an actual diagnosis of this, so then you can know how to move forward instead of just self-diagnosing yourself, right? Because you always want to get some type of a second opinion first, so you can know what are the next steps that I need to take in order to make sure I'm managing whatever it is that I'm dealing with properly. Now let's get a little bit into panic disorder. So a key element of anxiety, a lot of times people start to experience panic attacks. And panic attacks is something that can also be diagnosed along with anxiety, but it is a diagnosis within itself too. People did not know that. And we're going to go ahead and read the definition of that as well. according to the DSM, because we're gonna always what? Reference somebody. All right, a panic attack is an abrupt surge of intense fear or intense discomfort. It reaches a peak within minutes, during which time 4 or more of the symptoms are occurring, and I will read as such. Heart, accelerated heart rate, sweating, trembling and shaking, sensations or shortness of breath, feelings of choking, chest pain and discomfort, nausea or abdominal distress, feeling dizzy, unsteady, or lightheaded, chills or heat sensations, fear of losing control or going crazy, fears of dying, chills or heat sensations, derealization, feelings of unreality, parenthesis, which is a numbness and tingling feeling. So a lot of times when, again, we're struggling with anxiety, panic attacks is something that follows up with it. For me personally, I feel like panic attacks is a way that your body is responding to you not taking care of your anxiety. Anxiety is kind of like where it starts, and then the panic attack is almost like the form of your body trying to warn you, like, hey, you're neglecting me, hey, you're not doing self-care, hey, maybe you're not managing your medication or whatever it is to keep you intact, and your body is like just tired of holding on and feeling like it's keeping it all together, and the panic attack is the way of your body trying to release everything. So I know it is a very, very uncomfortable feeling. I've had them myself, and it almost feels like you are dying in a sense, right? It's so uncomfortable, and it's hard to figure out, like, how do you reel yourself back in? Well, that's why I'm going to be here telling you guys and teaching you some tips on how to just make that experience a little bit more comfortable for you when it does happen. So we're going to get into that in just a second, as far as like how are we going to be able to manage those panic attacks and anxiety when it comes along. Okay, so the first tip I'm going to always suggest is, like I said, seek professional help first. You want to always seek with a medical provider to ensure that you are getting the right insight on things to utilize when it comes to managing your anxiety and your panic disorder. The next step is going to be, how are we going to treat it? Are we going to go the medication routes? A lot of times with anxiety, they always, if you do get the medication, you're going to get prescribed something such as a serotonin, which are the first line drugs that help treat anxiety. When experiencing panic attacks, you will also more than likely get prescribed a serotonin as well that can result into something such as like Xanax or Zoloft to help manage that. Now, if you're somebody where you're like, girl, I don't want medication, give me another holistic route to take, well, I'm going to give them to you. So we have chamomile tea. We have herbs, okay? Some people indulge in this. I'm not really a fan, but I always put it out there because I know it does help people as well. Marijuana use. Sometimes people feel like marijuana is a way to calm them down and to also reduce their anxiety and anxiousness. For some people, it might heighten it a little bit more. So again, that's just a case-on-case situation. But I am, like I said, just wanted to give you guys some different suggestions of different things that you can try out to help with it that has been known research to help when it comes to anxiety symptoms. Ashwagandha is also another really good way to help to treat anxiety. I know I've taken it before, and it has helped me a little bit when as far as calming down. That's also another one that's a case-on-case situation, because sometimes it doesn't help people or it makes their anxiety worse. So again, always do your own research. Make sure you're checking ingredients, all of that good stuff, to ensure that's something that your body is okay taking in. And then another holistic way I would say is aromatherapy. Some great aromatherapy things are things such as lavender, eucalyptus, and spearmint. Those things help to just make you feel more relaxed, more calm, and to bring you down. Aromatherapy can be offered in therapy. It can be offered in massages. It can be offered in diffusers. You know, you can get the diffusers and put the little drops in there. They have like the little sprays that you can spray your aroma stuff. So there's so many different ways that you can also utilize aromatherapy in your everyday life to help with that as well. So again, those are just some, I know that's not all, but those are just a few things that you can try out to help as far as holistic routes when it comes to helping with anxiety and panic disorder. The next thing I'm always going to suggest is therapy, y'all. Therapy is what helped me personally get through my anxiety, and it's just life-changing, you know, just the breakdown of it. And if you find a really, really good therapist, it can really, really be a life-changing experience for you. So with therapy, you're going to get some type of evidence-based practice that they're going to utilize to assist you with your journey in dealing with your anxiety and panic disorder, right? And so the main evidence-based practice that are used for people that are dealing with anxiety is called cognitive behavioral therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy is so essential and is so useful because it's short term and it helps you to get to your goal a little bit quicker. If you're somebody that is kind of like really struggling and you want to get back to your normal day-to-day life, that's a great one to utilize for it. CBT also has exposure therapy, sometimes utilized in it, which involves gradually exposing the person to whatever it is that is triggering them and making them become a little bit more comfortable with the idea of being around it again. Another one that is commonly used is narrative therapy, which is a practice style that is more utilized of you creating your own story, a new narrative of what you thought was true to be a new thing that you are coming up with that is going to be true for yourself. It's going to help you to explore your beliefs, your experiences, and identities to promote personal growth and healing. You are pretty much, like I said, you're telling stories, you're untangling them. You can gain new insights and perspectives that can lead to positive changes in your life. And lastly, another one that is commonly used in therapy with people with anxiety and panic disorder is mindfulness. And that is effective for somebody that is dealing more so with social anxiety, and also it can help with emotion regulation. Okay, so now that we've defined anxiety, we've learned the symptoms of it, we figured out what are some ways that we can help to combat it. Now let's talk about how can we manage it, right? So now that we've went and we got things that can help us on our day-to-day, now it is on us outside of therapy, outside of the medication, right? Outside of all of that, how am I going to manage this on a day-to-day basis? So these are some different things that you can utilize on an everyday basis to help you when you are experiencing a panic attack or if you're experiencing some heightened anxiety. Journaling is a great way for you not only to get out your thoughts and your feelings, but to help you to process, in a sense, why am I going through this? So like, okay, I notice that I get a lot of anxiety around 5 o'clock. Maybe 5 o'clock is the time you get off work. So you are writing down in your journal daily like, oh, I get anxiety because I'm worried about on my drive home that I'm going to get in a car accident. And it's like almost a way for you to like constantly like just let out your feelings and tell yourself, rewrite your story like, I'm going to be okay. No matter if I get in a car or not, something may happen, but I'm going to think positive about it, you know? So journaling, I'm always just going to be a huge advocate for, because I feel like it is just such a great way to just get out your thoughts, your feelings, and to really just like let go of whatever it is that's bothering you at the specific time. We also have deep breathing. Deep breathing is probably one of my favorite ways to deal with panic attacks within itself. I feel like that's what's helped me a lot, is taking a moment to just literally like sit down, collect yourself, and literally breathe in and breathe out. Proper deep breathing techniques is to breathe in through your nose and to breathe out through your mouth. Now, of course, it's going to take some practice to do this because it seems easier said than done. But the more you do it, the more your body can kind of help to regulate, to slow your heartbeat back down, and to help you to get back into the normal steady pace that you was before you started to get yourself hyped up to the fact that you're about to have a panic attack. So if anything, I always advocate people to learn how to deep breathe properly, because this is probably going to be one of the most essential ways to help you with panic attacks and also your anxiety as well. Meditation is another great way for you to be able to just take in everything and let go of what's going on in the outside world. You are just free in that moment to just float away. Your thoughts, your worries, your stressors are out of sight, out of mind when you are in meditation mode. That's a great thing to practice, especially in the morning time before you get out on your day-to-day, you go to work or whatever it is that you're doing. Take that time for you to really own in, and it'll probably make a world of a difference for yourself when it comes to just your day-to-day, how you feel when it comes to your anxiousness you may be experiencing. I know some people is not going to like this, but caffeine can also be a trigger for high anxiety. So you might want to cut down a little bit on your caffeine intake. If you're a girly that you drink caffeine every day, maybe drop down to drinking tea. It's not the same. I know it. But you have to think about like, what are some things that could be possibly triggering you to be more anxious or to possibly be having panic attacks. So caffeine is something that, you know, like I said, you might want to go down on. Trying some teas or whatever, that can help. Exercising is another great way for you to manage your anxiety. That has also been research has shown that that's a way to reduce your anxiety as well, because it's allowing those endorphins and everything else that you're going through throughout the day to get out your body, and you're moving it, and it's also going to go into the dopamine that makes you feel good about yourself. Okay, so exercising is always going to be a great way for you to be able to just let go and also to manage your anxiety as well. As I said earlier, one of the symptoms of having anxiety can be sometimes having a hard time falling asleep or staying asleep. So sleeping is also something that you really need to prioritize as well. Maybe making sure that you're going to bed at the same time every day. Get into a routine or whatever so your body can start to wind down at a certain time of day, because it is very important for somebody that is dealing with anxiety to make sure that they are going to bed and getting the proper amount of 8 hours of sleep a night, because if not, you will see the effects on it in your everyday life. Another thing is that you're taking certain type of vitamins daily. That can also be another way to help you to manage it on your day-to-day. Vitamin B is a really good one to help and to start you guys out with, as well as vitamin D. Vitamin D is good for keeping the bones strong and stuff like that, but it can also have a huge effect on how you feel overall as well when you don't take, or you're not getting in enough vitamin D through the skin or whatever. So sometimes maybe taking a vitamin D pill will also help as well. Lastly are those who utilize it, but of course your medication. Make sure you're keeping up with taking your medication on a daily basis. It's also going to be able to help you to manage your anxiety and panic attacks on a day-to-day basis. That is pretty much it with this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something new. Again, I am just here to spread knowledge and to help you guys to navigate through things that I've once struggled with myself and things that I am passionate about, which is mental health. Struggle with any type of mental illness, put down in the comments below ways that you deal with it and how do you manage it on a day-to-day basis. And I did want to leave you all with this question, because y'all know I love to leave a question at the end of my social work series. And today's question is going to be, you were in a situation where you had to choose whether or not you had to take medication for a certain mental illness, would you take it? I'm just curious to hear you guys' thoughts on it, because I know some people are not advocates for medication. I'm all for whatever works best for you. So again, I'm just curious to see what you guys' thoughts are on that or whatnot. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. It definitely helps your girl out. And also comment down below any other topics or things that you guys want me to talk about. I can talk about and break down another mental illness if you want me to. Or if you want me to talk about other things in life, like how to deal with breakups, manage a huge workload. Like, I can talk about anything, like I said, pertaining to life topics, as well as things in the field for social workers, therapists, clinicians, all of that sort as well. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video as always, and you already know I will see you in my next video. Bye y'all.